Welcome to Screencast, Kind of Funny's only entertainment-based podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, and streaming services. We are streamed live every Friday around 11:30. If you don't have time to watch us live, that's okay. You can go to YouTube or Rooster Teeth and watch us there on video on demand whenever you want. If you don't want to see our faces, you can listen to the podcast version on all your favorite podcast services. If we aren't on any of them, hit up Tim. Let him know.
Hit me up. Let me know.
And he'll put us there.
Someone did recently. There was one that I've never heard of. I got all our shows on it. Don't remember what it was called, but we got there though.
Look
I
at
feel
you.
like there was one that's
Castbox.
not on Google Play that somebody told us about earlier. That maybe
The only thing that I can no, everything should be on Google Play.
Okay.
We Have Cool Friends is the one exception that like maybe not, but it got approved. It got approved. But
Your mic's a little high.
tweet
Joe.
at
You
me,
wanna lower it?
Tim Gettys. Let me know where we need to be.
There you go. You can help support us at patreon.com/kindoffunny. Support at any tier. At the bronze tier level, you will answer our questions like so many best friends did this weekend, or this last week. Is that it? I think that's it. Great.
Feels good.
I am your host, Kevin Coelho. To my immediate right, we have Joey, the movie bro herself.
What's up?
To your right, my left, we've got Tim, the dream maker,
I'm the
Gettys.
dream maker. I make them dreams. That's what I do.
Yes,
Thanks for
sir.
Is
that,
that a
Kevin.
new nickname?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it just feels right though. Just let it happen.
Right?
I make dreams happen. You know.
I like to make up.
How are you doing, Kevin?
Good. I'm doing really good.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about the show, specifically the Disney Plus stuff.
There's a lot of good
It's so
Disney
exciting.
Plus news to talk about. But first, Joester, you watch anything good this week?
Questionable. I think I really only watched one thing other than Bachelor in Paradise this week,
My girl.
which is a movie on Amazon Prime called Mr. Right. So it has
I like that
Sam. I was scrolling
Rockwell.
through what do I want to watch. Noticed it had Sam Rockwell in it. Very big Sam Rockwell fan.
is your dude.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Then I noticed second billing for casting Anna Kendrick.
Whoa.
Also my girl. And
There
I was
you
like,
go.
shoot, I am sold. I'm going to turn it on. I don't know that I'd recommend
Mr.
it.
Wrong.
I like it.
It's
weird.
they both play like they're very quirky characters, but the story is like a little bit weird. Like he's a hitman, but like a righteous hitman that like kills the people that contract him to kill other people. Of like, no, you're the.
He had like a change in his life
Yeah.
where he started doing that, where he's like, I'm going to make the world better, and starts killing people that are putting out hits on people.
Yeah. And then it's weird. And then they just randomly meet in a grocery store and she just been broken up with by her boyfriend. And then it's this weird rom-com hitman thing. I don't know. It was a weird storyline. Pretty cheesy. But I watched the whole thing because it's Sam Rockwell and it's Anna Kendrick. But yeah, that's the one thing I spent my week watching. Still catching up on Supernatural and Jane the Virgin. But
How far in Supernatural are you now?
I'm still I'm in the second half of season 4.
Oh man,
So not that,
That's
which
a
is
good-
like great
yeah.
stuff.
Season 4, season 5, fucking I think the best seasons.
Yeah, that's why I skipped the first 3 because I feel like I've watched those a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wanted to watch those to get into the stuff that I have to watch to understand the newer
Good.
stuff.
How far
luck.
are you into Jane the Virgin?
I'm on season 2.
Is she still a virgin?
Yes, as far as I remember.
Sorry for the spoilers.
Yeah. And it's only season 2, maybe the end of season 1, so who knows.
So I cut you off, Barrett.
No, I was just gonna say good luck with Supernatural season 6 and 7, which I think are like
I've-
the lower points of the
Is that
series.
the Leviathan stuff?
Yeah, because it like they knew that they wanted to end like there's a major story that like wraps up in season 5, and if that's where they ended the show, like it would have been great. But
Instead
then they're
of
like,
10 more seasons.
let's do 10 more seasons, and
Yeah.
it takes them a little bit to find like their
The
like
new
stride
storyline.
again. Yeah, and
Yeah.
after the Leviathan stuff, it gets good again.
I'm excited. I just like the dynamic that they have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm excited
it's
to
so fun.
rewatch and catch up on the new stuff.
Cool. Tim, you watch anything good this last week?
It was a pretty basic Tim Gettys watch week going on. We had a lot of Bachelor in Paradise. For those that don't know, is twice a week, so it takes up a lot of
It's
a
4
lot of
hours
time.
of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice a week, 2 hours.
Yeah,
If it was
yeah,
one and one,
so-
it'd be a little bit more doable.
So there's been a lot of that. We're coming up at the end though, but in addition to that, Harry Potter, you can watch our review on In Review, and then it really kind of comes down to the normal Tim stuff of stand-up comedy and Patriot Act.
Oh, yeah, I
feel like-
I watched Patriot Act.
Are you still watching The Office?
and The Office. Yeah, so I'm in season 5 now.
Okay.
Just saw a certain proposal That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Was it weird because there was a proposal in real life that was kind of based off of that?
Are you talking about the gas station one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought you were talking about proposal.
No. That's not until later.
Yeah,
that's a
I was
different-
like, what the hell are you talking about?
Like, who do I know that got engaged at a
I
gas
was like,
station?
what? No, but Office has been killing it, man. It's so damn good.
God, I'm so happy you're on
Yeah,
this train.
it's
I know.
great. But
Did
I
you
watched,
see that they're doing the Office podcast?
Yes, you sent me that. So it's Angela and Pam.
doing an episode by episode recap and like stories and stuff. I think it's gonna be so
We
good.
should have done it first.
I can't wait.
For
No, they're gonna do it better.
KFAF. One episode every
every
KFAF.
week.
Yeah, so I've been watching that. That's been good. I watched Bill Burr's latest stand-up special, which I think is called Paper Tiger, on Netflix. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's another one of those examples of one of the best comedians of our time kind of coming out again and doing his thing again. And you're like, all right, we move past this a little bit. But it's solid throughout. I just think it's kind of copy and paste. And I just feel like in an era where we're getting stand-up specials every week on Netflix, you kind of need to do something special to stand out, especially when you're Bill fucking Burr, you know? A couple cool jokes in there, but I feel like overall it's not worth the hour plus that it is.
Sure.
But Patriot Act continues to, I think, be at the top of its game.
Yeah.
I'm worried because they're coming up on the end of their original kind of contract for how many episodes they're doing. This is the last episode for this volume, like they do.
What volume is this for?
This is 4, I think.
Okay,
I think 4 is
interesting.
ending now. 5's coming in November, I think he said.
Yeah.
Usually they're 4 or 5 episodes a volume. And this week's episode was about police brutality.
Ooh,
Did you see that one?
No, the last one I watched was the one about cruises.
So that's the thing, man. They've just been knocking it out of the park, like week to week. I think just been getting better and better about creating really interesting stories, and they've perfectly kind of understood how to keep kind of dry stuff interesting.
Yeah.
And the police brutality one, like it's a ton of stuff that I've never heard, and I feel like it's the first time I've heard different sides of that argument kind of presented in a way where I'm like, oh my god, like that's insane. And like, of course, it's funny and visual and,
Right.
and really, really well produced. So check it out. It's on YouTube as well.
Cool. I have been watching the show Succession, which I started last week. A bunch of recommendations about it, and I really enjoy it.
It's on season 2, right?
It's on season 2.
Okay.
I'm more than halfway down with season 1, and it's really good. It's really messed up. It reminds me.
What's the pitch on it?
So this guy has like giant multimedia company, like your Fox, kind of thing, where it owns a whole bunch of other things. And he's super old. He turns 80 when the show starts, and his son is like second in line and like about to be given the company, but he fucks some stuff up, and last minute the dad decides to not give it to him, and is still keeping everything going. But then he has like a stroke, and the first like 3 episodes are all about of them trying to figure out what to do if he dies, and then he doesn't die, and it's interesting stuff.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
It's really good. I'm
This is the
enjoying
one
it a
with
lot.
John Goodman.
No, that's Righteous Gemstones.
Which is the other show that I'm currently watching. I watched this week's Righteous Gemstones, and it's so good. I
Yeah.
really, really enjoy that.
That one's, I see it every time I log into HBO. I'm like, oh, I have to, one of these days I have to start.
I think it's phenomenal. HBO doing what it does best.
Making
Pushing
hits.
it, yeah.
Home
excited.
box office.
And then
HBO.
I saw a couple of movies with the Joester this week.
We did.
We'll talk about spoiler free right now.
Go for it.
The first one being Hustlers.
Yeah. What a weird movie. I went into it
This
thinking.
is the J-Lo one, right?
Yeah, J-Lo, Constance Wu, some other people that I don't remember off the top of my head. I was expecting it to be like more like fun, heisty, like Magic Mike meets like Oceans kind of a thing. And it was definitely not like that. It was way more like Molly's Game, serious, but like with weird flashbacky narration choices.
For me, it had a lot of like Casino and Goodfella vibes, but it wasn't executed anywhere near as good. And granted, that's Martin Scorsese doing what he does best. Right?
Yeah.
I think he did both those movies.
Sounds right to me.
Could be wrong. I thought that the humor was kind of like thrown around all over the place and very like had moments where like it made a lot of jokes that like the theater thought was really funny, but I was just like, oh, what a dumb joke. But I think we had a very interesting theater.
It was
for that.
packed.
And we watched like a couple trailers beforehand where I was like, oh, this is trash. I can't believe like this is like a movie. And then people were like losing it in the theater. Like,
I think half of them were like, oh, this looks bad. There was like some weird, like you have an app on your phone that tells you when you're going to die. And it's a scary
I actually
movie.
put the trailer in her thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It looks horrible.
Yeah.
And people but there were so many people in the thing that were like scared. I was like, oh, this is a weird demographic choice. But
yeah, just overall, I felt like the biggest problem Hustlers has is that the message is really, really weird, where it's like it portrays what they're doing as like not a big deal throughout, but like it's really fucked up what they're doing.
Yeah. There's even if you look at it as like a vigilante justice thing, like these guys aren't really doing anything bad to them.
It doesn't build up the victims as monsters. It just kind of says that these people are like pieces of shit. And we don't see any of that, or we see very little of people being real assholes to these strippers. And
I didn't know they're strippers.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's about a bunch of strippers that like basically start stealing, like bringing people in and getting them drunk, and then using up their credit card till it hits the limit, and then it progresses to them just drugging these people and doing the same thing, and it's just it portrays it in like a really fun way, but like it's a really fucked up thing they're doing. It didn't, like, throughout the whole movie I was like, this is weird the way they're making them seem like, oh, look how happy family they are, and like what they're doing isn't that bad, and it's like, but it does seem bad. It seems really, and I don't know, I just didn't like the overall message, and I felt like it was really long.
Yeah, it was only like an hour and a half, but it felt
so
way
much
longer.
longer. Yeah,
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour and a half is like brisk.
That's a good amount of time to like.
The first half was really fun, and then the second half I felt like it was really long.
Yeah.
I wish that they would have had longer first half, because that's when you get Cardi B and that's when you get Lizzo. And like,
awesome.
Cardi B was great in it. Lizzo, we barely saw, but when we first see her, the whole audience was like, "Woo!"
The theater was clearly very team Lizzo and excited to see her.
As they should be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now,
if you ever see it, I feel like there's one Tim Gettys part in the middle that you will really like. That might almost just be worth cutting out just to show you that.
Okay, good. I'm excited for that.
But yeah, it's a lot. I didn't hate it, but I don't really know how I feel about it overall.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely like if it's streaming, watch it, but I don't think you need to see it.
Yeah,
in theaters.
I'd even put it one step further, where it's like, if you're on an airplane and there's nothing to do and you see that movie, go ahead and watch it. But I don't even think it's like one that you should be excited coming to streaming services.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next movie we watched, which I'm very excited to talk about, because it was the first time someone hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to go to a screener? And it was like, yeah. It was Ad Astra.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was really excited for this movie. It's Brad Pitt and
Tommy Lee Jones. And it's very interesting. It doesn't... I feel like Andy was saying that the trailer made it seem like it was going to be more supernatural.
Andy saw it as well, so it was
Yeah.
Joey, Kevin, and Andy.
Yeah, but he's not here now, so
Fuck him.
He
yeah.
has a good voice.
I really, really dug the movie. Also, we got really lucky in that it was also being screened in the Dolby Theater,
It was
which
beautiful.
made the really cool looking like visuals look even better.
Yeah.
What is it?
So it's a movie about Brad Pitt's character is an astronaut, kind of, and the world gets
He's
hit
definitely an astronaut.
Yeah, but like the thing he was working on was like a giant antenna that was like from the Earth.
It was like space station.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, sure. He's an astronaut. Fine. And the world gets hit by this giant power surge, and everybody, like 40,000 people die right away. And he gets kind of pulled apart and sent on a secret mission to go basically to communicate with his dad, who had been missing for 10 years or so.
Who was also an astronaut.
Who was also like a very famous astronaut, who had disappeared around Neptune, I believe.
Yeah.
And they were sending him on a secret mission to try to communicate with him because they thought he was still alive and maybe the cause of these issues. So it's kind of his journey. What I think it does absolute best is it shows a potential future of the commercialized space industry, and it's so cool because it's like one of those things where you see a bunch of things happening, like you're on a plane or a space shuttle going to the moon, and like there's all these like ads for like Virgin, I don't know what they called it, but it was like the Virgin company going to space, and then you see an airport in space and how it's all been commercialized. It's really rad. Oh, there's Andy.
We're talking about Ad Astra.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commercialization was cool, and just to see like, oh man, this could not be that far off.
Yeah, right?
And like even at some point they were like in rovers on the surface of the moon and like seeing like turnoffs and like stuff like that. It's just like, oh, that's so cool, and I want to do that so bad.
I thought they did a great job where the future doesn't look too futuristic.
Yeah, absolutely.
The rovers kind of almost looked like old Ford automobiles from like the 1920s,
Model T kind of stuff.
It looked really weird. The sort of the technological aspects of this movie. It was really neat that, again, you all were just talking about the commercialized space flight and stuff. It hadn't occurred to me, like, they say, oh, we're going to send you on a commercial flight to the moon, and of course I heard that words, but it didn't really sink in until
they're charging $150 for pillows and blankets.
Pillows and
it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the stewardess like floats down a space in the ceiling and is like, "Are you doing okay, sir?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take a hot towel or I'll take a pillow and an eye mask or whatever." It's $150. Like, it's really cool. And then it's basically an airport. There's a subway there. There's a DHL. It's really cool looking. And
but even some of the concepts then that they expand a little further, where it's like, since the moon can't really be owned by anyone because of like laws that were put in place, there's a whole bunch of different factions. Thank you. On the moon that are like kind of at war to try to like mine different parts. So it's dangerous to travel outside of like the airport that's a protected area. And we see a little bit like cool action there that I really liked. I thought that scene was really cool.
The audio design, the visuals, like this movie is shot beautifully.
Yeah. I wish that they had gone a little harder with like the bass when it came to like all the spaceships going off, but that's when like all the audio would kind of go down and let the visuals take over. But with the Dolby Theater, like I've seen shuttles take off before, and it's like that audio shaking you feels so good, and it's like I wish we had gotten a little bit more.
A little more immersion.
Yeah.
The movie. Are we going to spoilers at all?
We're not going to spoilers.
Okay,
We're doing spoiler freeze for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, you could.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I wanted.
But it was different than what you had expected.
I wanted
right?
more fiction from it.
Yeah.
I wanted
more sci-fi.
Say it reminds you a lot of playing Firewatch.
It was way more Arrival for me than it was like Aliens or something.
I thought it was going to be more Interstellar. What's this mystery happening?
Yeah.
It's still. I mean, Brad Pitt is phenomenal. Like, he's so goddamn good in this movie. But yeah, it got towards the end. It kind of petered out for me. I'll say that.
Yeah. I definitely felt like it was very Interstellar in like the style that it was filmed, and even the way the story goes. But it's less whimsical and a little less heady. It becomes more of a personal thing for Brad Pitt and what he's going through, which I think they did a phenomenal job. Brad Pitt is
so
an exceptional actor.
Jesus,
and
really good.
There's a like long stretch of time where he's by himself and we kind of see him kind of losing his mind. Yeah. And it's like that he plays those roles so well. Yeah. I personally really enjoyed the movie.
What's it get on the Kevin scale?
It got 1 thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah. But it isn't I don't think it's a movie that for everyone. Like it's
very artsy.
It's very artsy.
I wouldn't call it fun. It's way more serious.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But I really enjoyed all the like cool looks into what a potential future that seemed like was built on reality would look like, and I those moments to me were like, this is so crazy and like cool. Yeah. Andy, would you recommend it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
I again, it is one of those things where I agree with you. It's not a movie for everybody. This isn't going to be a big space opera, like sort of like sci-fi Star Wars thing. It's a lot. It's
called Ad Astra.
Yeah,
it's some nerd shit.
Yeah, it's very nerdy. And there are lots of moments where you have to think about the dialogue that's being said. You have to think about what the character's going through, and it's less about the enemies and the blah blah blah. It's definitely not that sort of movie.
Yeah.
It does have those moments, I say, peppered through though, where
And
you're
that's
having-
what kind of made me
yeah.
expect more
Right.
from it. You know, I recommend it.
Cool.
Joster, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I would just say that you have to be in the right mood of like, this isn't going to be like a crazy fun. It's like more serious.
But kind of intense in a lot of moments.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I believe it's out next week, September 20th. So be
think
on the
so.
lookout for that. I really enjoyed it. And if you like those kind of slow, personal movies about people like their whole world kind of coming apart, I think this is a great movie to check out.
Gorgeous visuals.
Yeah, gorgeous
I
visuals.
can't wait to watch this in 4K. It's one of those where it reminds me of Interstellar, where you see the tiny spaceship in the shot amongst the giant planet of Jupiter or whatever. Like it's
Or
just
Neptune.
Oh,
God.
God, really.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. There's a lot of like when those moments hit the screen, they were audible. Like whoa. Like
Yeah,
from
that's
me and
awesome.
from Kevin. Yeah,
Very
really
cool.
gorgeous.
All right, now time for a little housekeeping.
Keep my house cap, please.
Miller is streaming Borderlands 3 starting at 1. It might be pushed back a little bit because it's noon right now, but we'll try to keep that 1 o'clock time. Borderlands 3. We're also selling the Connect Between 3 and 5 shirt and the new blue hoodie at kindafunny.com store. Patreon producers this month.
Slash store, but it's fine.
Slash store, sorry. Patreon producers Al Tribesman.
Right.
That's not a me thing.
I can't do the mouth thing. And David Mintel, thank you guys so much for your support. There it is. Also, we're excited to announce that we are partnering with StackUp, an awesome nonprofit serving the active military and veteran community throughout gaming. They will be providing 2 lucky veterans, U.S. or allied, from the Best Friend community a trip to attend the London meet and greet as part of the Kind of Funny World Tour. If you'd like to be considered for this event, please go to kindoffunny.com/veterans and complete the application. 2 entrants will be selected and will be contacted by StackUp around the end of September. So you still have time to do that, and thank you for your service. This show is brought to you by our sponsors, MeUndies, Zebbit, and Upstart, but more about that later. Now it is time for the news.
News.
There it is. Our first story, some Mission Impossible news.
Oh, hit me with that.
And we got some new casting information. The film has added Peggy Carter star Hayley Atwell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like her a lot.
I like her a lot too, and I like to see her in more roles.
Only really familiar with her from the Marvel movies.
Yeah, I don't know what
feel
else
like
she's
that's
been in.
what she's done mostly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I
mean,
looked
mostly
looked
probably,
into-
yeah. But I don't know what else she's even been in. I didn't watch Agent Carter at all, but
It was really good.
her being put into Mission Impossible, I'm there for it, man.
I could totally dig that.
I can see it. I can see her meshing well with the cast.
Bear, can you pull up the Instagram post? Because I just liked it.
So yeah, very cool stuff.
She was in Cinderella.
Was she?
She
Was
was
she one of the stepsisters?
Ella's mother. So she wasn't in it for very long.
I just so here we have the announcement by the director,
Dope as
right?
hell.
The little
That's
Mission
really
Impossible
cool.
like brief behind there.
Should you choose to accept? Yes, I accept.
Is that also a hint at the name for the next one, Mission Impossible?
What?
This is Impossible Mission.
Oh,
Force.
Force.
Yeah, that's the
IMF.
name of the
IMF.
organization.
Yeah.
That's the team, Kevin, that they use in the Mission Impossible
It is,
movies.
it is
I know
indeed.
that now because I watched all the movies earlier this year. If you want to hear our reviews, you can go to youtube.com/kindoffunny and watch Mission Impossible in review. Did we like them?
You have to find out.
We did.
Not number 2. No one liked that one that much. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't. No, it was
5
it
and
was
6 are art.
so
Just
good.
hard when the other ones are so much better.
Yeah. Next story: Face Off remake coming from Paramount Pictures and Sonic the Hedgehog writer.
I've been thinking a lot about Sonic the Hedgehog recently, as I often do. But it's just crazy that they're really redesigning him. And the next year we're going to see him and he's going to look different.
And will people love him? Will they redesign him again if they don't?
We'll see.
I can't imagine.
You
they're
can't let the
gonna do
bullies win,
another
Joey.
one.
You
It's-
can't let the bullies win.
The
So
movie's still happening.
I've never seen Face Off, but I know
neither.
it's like a cult
You've never
classic.
seen it either? Oh, man.
hit.
It's such a great movie. Jack Nicholson at his very best. You
Is
know?
it a great movie or is it an entertaining movie?
It's an entertaining movie.
Got it.
Entertaining
'Cause
movie.
it's John Travolta and
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
And like Jack Nicholson's character is like this crazy, super bad person that's like a terrorist, and they let Jack Nicholson go full out, and he does a great job. And then John Travolta has to then like
Match
portray
that? Yeah.
character basically.
Is Nicolas Cage in it?
That's
What am I saying? Am I saying?
You're saying Jack Nicholson.
Oh fuck! It's Nicolas Cage. Jesus Christ!
Those are very different people.
Very different. My bad. Wow. Good catch, Tim. Nicolas Cage is who I meant.
Oh,
A
Nicolas
lot of
Cage.
people in the chat were like, Jack Nicholson? What?
Yeah, my
I
bad.
was like, that's weird.
I
but-
flip things sometimes.
Yeah,
Change
we had
it.
Tommy Lee Curtis conversation about
yesterday.
yesterday.
For way too long
Oh
before
my
Barrett
gosh.
came out and was like,
So-
what, you mean Tommy Lee Jones?
So, like, Kevin asked me, he's like, does it kind of upset you, like, how similar Tommy Lee Curtis's name is to Jamie Lee Curtis's name? And I was like, who the fuck are you talking about? I was like, do you mean Tommy Lee Jones? And that's who we met.
Yeah, that's who I meant. What's interesting is Oren Uziel, the writer of the screenplay for Sonic the Hedgehog, was also co-writer for 22 Jump Street and has writing credits for Cloverfield Paradox.
Which is not great.
I liked it a lot.
Really?
I liked Cloverfield. I don't like the add-on stuff that they did to like put it with the Cloverfield universe.
Yeah.
But like overall, like I think that would be a much cooler movie had it not included that aspect of it.
Maybe. It's still a very Netflix movie.
Yeah.
I rewatched it not that long ago and I was like, oh, yeah. Not
And it
great.
also is being produced by Neil Moritz, who works on the Fast and the Furious, Triple X, and the movie Passenger as producer there.
I never saw Passenger.
It was
Passengers?
interesting. It was weird. I don't
That's
know
the Chris Pratt one, right?
Yeah, where Chris Pratt wakes up like a girl and like she can't go back to sleep for 80 years.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people were upset about that movie
Yeah.
because of, like, the reveal and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is a very fucked up thing
Yeah.
that they're doing.
I think
and then
there
they're
is
like,
some redemption in it. Like it is a fucked up thing to do to someone. But like spoilers for the movie Passenger, which
no
I'm
one's
gonna
gonna
spoil
watch.
right
Yeah.
now.
No one's going to watch. No one gives
They
a shit.
fix the machine and he can put her back to sleep. But at that point they're in love and she
Reverse
chooses to keep
Cinderella.
him. I think it's just
Sleeping
Stockholm
Beauty.
Sleeping
syndrome.
Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Stockholm
Yeah.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the above.
And I'm excited for Face Off to see what they do with it. But now it's time to talk about some Apple TV Plus launch dates and cost. They're coming out cheap as shit with this one.
They kind of have to. So
Yeah.
Apple had its yearly September event last week, announcing the new watch series, new iPhones, all that stuff, and they also really kind of showed off Apple TV Plus, not for the first time, but this was kind of their D23. You know what I mean? Where it's like we're gonna like get into details, show more trailers, like kind of hype things up, reveal the prices, let people know what's going on. $4.99 a year or a month for it with the family plan, so you get multiple accounts there. And if you buy pretty much any Apple product, so iPhone, watch, Mac, iPad, anything, you get a year free. This morning, bought a new iPhone, so I get this for a year. Cool. Even that's not really enough to get me to want to watch any of these things. I think the most interesting elements that we heard about and saw here is the production value of these shows. There's so much money being put into them.
That Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Aniston one.
The morning show.
Yeah, it's probably the one I'm the most interested in.
Me too. They're obviously putting a ton of money into that,
Yeah.
but they're also putting money into the Jason Momoa show.
Have you seen the trailer
See?
for that?
Yeah, they showed it at the
Do you
event.
like the trailer? Because like I didn't include it in our list because I was like, this does not look like a good show.
I did not like it, but visually,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
see the money being put into the
yeah.
show.
Like it looked like it was being shot as a movie.
And that is what I really, really enjoy about the streaming culture that we're hitting right now, where there is about to be this giant fight of original programming. Stage 2, with Netflix, Disney Plus, and Apple TV, and CBS All Digital, all of those guys, where they're just like, wow, we're now fighting in this new landscape. Version 1.0, I think, was the House of Cards and Handmaid's Tale and things
Where
like
it's-
that, where it's like, oh, this is the kind of future of TV, but now
Yeah.
we're in it. It's the present. So let's really kind of prove something. And it's important for Apple to be a part of the conversation. I just don't see it penetrating the market in the way that they need it to. And I think that quote unquote desperate moves, like giving it away for the vast majority of people that would be interested anyway that are going to buy these things.
You think it's going to hurt it?
Making it not hurt it. I just think that it's.
There's never going to be like excited talk around it.
Yeah.
For those reasons.
I think that this is a smart move, that giving it away for anyone buying a new phone, which is so many people, because it's like now you're going to have easy access to these people to actually watch the shows, and hopefully there's good shows on it that's going to bring up, like, it's going to bring it into conversations that otherwise it wouldn't have.
Yeah, it's going to be, hey, we're going to get these people in for a year. Hopefully we'll be able to show them, hey, we have really good content. We're looking to really support this and put out a premium product. And then by the end of the trial, they're hoping people obviously are going to stay on.
I'm pessimistic about it for many reasons, but I think the biggest one is library content, where all of the other streaming services that are, like, sure, this is way cheaper, but what are we getting
for that
that's
price?
not just original programming? And if it's just original programming, like, are these shows also going to be available for purchase on iTunes in the more traditional way? I think an interesting side of the market that we aren't in is the people that don't really understand what's going on and buy Apple TV, the physical thing, because they don't realize that their TV has it built in.
My parents, my mom has been like a diehard like TiVo fan. I'm like, do you not know that our cable box just records stuff for you? But she likes the interface, and that's the same thing with Apple TV.
It's marketing 101, where it's just like, tell people what they need even if they don't need it. And
Absolutely.
I feel like Apple obviously are the best in the game when it comes to that. And like Gia's mom swears by her Apple TV, even though she doesn't need it because she has a smart TV. But she uses that as her main thing. And if that thing is telling her, get this thing, there's going to be a chance, and like that conversation is going to start. But I just think that the shows need to be good. They need to be plentiful. They need to be common enough, like on delivery dates. And there needs to just be that library content, or else you're going to leave the app. And the moment you leave the app and go to Hulu or Netflix or Disney, you're there.
There needs to be a reason for you to stay in that ecosystem instead of going to a competitor. I don't even know what they would put in their, like, just licensing out other stuff, I guess. But if everybody else has a streaming service.
Yep. It's a very interesting time for content. I, again, applaud them for going as hard into original programming. And this is the first TV show Jennifer Aniston's been in since Friends.
Is it really?
As recurring. Like, that's a big deal.
Is that Hayley Steinfeld series also Apple TV Plus? That weird one?
I'm not sure.
Yes, it is.
We watched a trailer for it.
It is.
Okay.
That was shown in the
Sizzle Reel
the
or
Apple
whatever
thing, yeah.
Joey, do you have any interest in getting this?
No. Like, unless it comes out of the gate where, like, oh, the morning show is so good and it's going to be like a equivalent to like a Big Little Lies kind of push, then like probably not.
But do you think that even if that were the case, do you think you'd be using it for a month and then popping off?
Bouncing.
Yeah.
Good in Gaming 90. What is that? 611 says, wrong, Tim. I don't have a smart TV. Okay, cool. But Apple TV is still probably not the right thing for you, because there's Chromecast, there's Fire TV, there's all these different things that are cheaper and don't have the gimmicks of Apple TV. Apple TV, though, amazing product. It honestly is. It is. There's so many people that it is for.
The fact
the
that, like,
that
streaming from your phone, which I know Chromecast and stuff can do, but I feel like for people that aren't super tech and don't want to figure all that out, it is just like the ease of use of being
Chromecast
in the
is the
thing.
easiest thing to use.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna
the
say that
only
too.
thing that the other things add the ease with is that there's the physical thing that people can wrap their heads around that are old school.
But there's a thing with Chromecast too that you plug in the back.
No, but I'm talking about having a box. Having a box, having a remote. You know, that's why Roku
I think that the
is as
remote
popular
is
as it is.
I haven't gotten a chance to try. I have an Amazon Fire that I need to get from Joey, but I'm excited to try that because I really like the Chromecast that I have.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. Like, I wish it had like a menu interface system that like I could go into, and because it's like I find it annoying to have to pull out like an iPad or a secondary device to work as the remote for the Chromecast.
Your phone?
Yeah. I just don't like needing to use another thing. Like, I don't like, if I want to watch something on like the FX app, I have to like get my phone or an iPad and have that app downloaded and go through there, and it doesn't always connect smoothly.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you have to maintain something on a different device to get it on your TV versus just like a smart TV having those apps already pre-installed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. Okay, what I'm saying is like the simplest thing is just use your phone as the remote.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that like they make it really easy. but I just like having an interface to like log into accounts there and have everything already set up. No.
Yeah. The thing that I also do like about Apple TV is like, because it's integrated with iTunes and stuff like that, it's really easy
Sure.
to rent all those movies and not having to like go through Amazon Prime and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more streamlined on that. I haven't played around with Chromecast a whole lot, so I don't know the like phone aspect streaming kind of thing.
The
It's
Chromecast, what my argument of why Chromecast is easiest is you have a keyboard that you're allowed to, you can search super quickly and anything you want, pretty much any app
The
has
Apple TV remote
Chromecast,
shit is
you go,
kind of
all the
trash.
other things remote, you have to like go through. So it's
over.
like,
And you always end up
no matter
losing the
what, it's
remotes
gonna
because
be
they're
best.
this big.
Yeah.
Well, like the Roku remote and Apple TV remote are super tiny, but we're just at a place where all of the streaming boxes themselves, whatever they are, whether it's a dongle box, whatever, they're great. Roku's great, Apple TV's great, Chromecast is great, Fire TV's great. All of them are great. It's just you need to look at what apps you care about and are they supported, and that's where I think that Chromecast has a leg up because it just has everything. Every app has some type of thing that you can just send over. Whereas like there's a lot of weird fights between Amazon. They've gotten better over time.
They recently added Amazon to like have Chromecast access, which was like I'm talking 2 weeks ago, and like it's
wow.
made my life so much better.
It's great.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Even though the TV apps often look better, but you know, you just got to give up on some of those sometimes. Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, and then one more news story having to do with Apple TV Plus. The Muppets Disney. No wait. Oh, it's never mind. I thought that was the Apple Plus for some reason, but yeah, the Muppets Disney Plus comedy series has been scrapped.
Oh,
It was
really?
Disney Plus, yeah.
That was
Josh
fast.
Gad did like a tweet.
Or is this a different one
It's a
than what
different
they?
one
yeah,
Oh, okay.
than what
That's
they
a weird
showed.
one.
So there was 2 Muppet shows planned. One of them was going to be a series, like a proper series in the style of like the old movies
Yeah.
and stuff. And then there's one that's kind of more YouTube style, short form,
Yeah.
little bits, and that's going to continue.
It's kind of a bummer though. Still.
Yeah, it is, but you know, creative differences. I think was Josh Gad's Instagram post about it.
Yeah, it was someone like a new producer like came into that studio for the Muppets like company, and immediately like wanted to change a lot of things, and they're like, no, we've
No.
been fucking working on this for a while. Fuck off, and then they just left.
More Disney Plus news. Hawkeye series casts Hayley Steinfeld as MCU's Kate Bishop.
Did they officially cast her?
No.
It's rumored.
Yeah, it's rumored. Variety broke the news that they're in talks
Yeah, you're
for
right.
her
His
to
target,
join
yeah.
the MCU. Nothing about Kate Bishop. That's just
What they're speculating.
the speculation, and like
Which would be
honestly,
so
like so
cool.
far with how
Yeah.
these Disney Plus shows have went, and with these type of casting rumors, it has been 1 for 1. So I imagine this is going to happen, which is very exciting. I love her. I think she's super fun. Everything that I've seen her in, from Pitch Perfect to Bumblebee and onward, has just been fun. Great.
Yeah.
I think she
She's
has
the
great-
Edge of 17 girl,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. She has great presence. You know, she's like perfectly quirky but cool.
Yeah.
And I think that that's exactly what Kate Bishop needs as a character, edging a bit more on the cool side. But I think Hayley can pull that off. I just need to see her in some shades. That's really it. But I'm so. You guys have heard a million times how excited I am for the MCU on Disney Plus, but Hawkeye is the one for me where I'm just like, if it is a fraction as good as Matt
Matt Fraction.
Fraction's, I didn't mean to do that, comic book series with that really features the dynamic between Clint Barton and Kate Bishop, it's going to be awesome. And Jeremy Renner and her together, I really think could be.
I think it would be
Isn't,
so
isn't
cool.
Jeremy Renner so different from that Hawkeye?
It is, but
Yeah.
I mean, in the same way that the MCU is different than all the comics, like
Sure.
they have kind of wrote themselves into a corner with that Hawkeye's character in the movies, not at all being like what we see in the Fraction book. Like there's just no way. They'd have to get rid of his family, move him to New York. Like there's so many things that aren't going to happen, but I trust them. They're going to find a cool way to do this. And for a lot of the comic, they are split up where Kate Bishop's in LA and he's in New York. So there's a lot of cool stuff they can do.
It's really interesting.
It is.
I'm excited.
The most exciting news that we have today. The Disney Plus is free in the Netherlands right now.
Surprise
for preview.
beta in the Netherlands. So everyone gets to use it right now over there on all the different apps, whether it's PS4 or their iOS or their Android phones and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff kind of being seen, a lot of test uses, early videos, early screenshots and stuff.
Yeah.
The most interesting thing about it is being able to dive deeper into the layout, the overlay system and how
UI
all
stuff.
the UI stuff and the content that's there. Now, the biggest grain of salt of all time is that Netherlands are outside of America and the European system of Sky and Netflix licensing that's been going on the last couple of years. So they don't have a lot of the licensing issues that we're going to see in America. So a lot of the content we see there isn't going to translate directly, but I think it's a good hint at the direction that they're going. So an example of that is we are only getting, I think, 4 MCU movies at launch
Really?
in
Only
America.
4?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And they're going to come quickly.
Yeah. I know.
Like by
But
the
it's
end of
still
the
one of
year,
those
I think
things
we
that-
get a lot
yeah,
more.
it's still because of that Netflix Disney deal where,
Yeah.
So once
so-
that runs up, we'll see way more after that.
But in the Netherlands, there's like 18 that are
Damn.
And it's
launching.
really cool to see them like blade through all that stuff and
Yeah.
all the bonus features and everything that
So-
people have access to.
That's the I would say the coolest things that we've learned from this are bonus features are all there. So deleted scenes, commentary, you can go in and it's all there, which is amazing.
I don't like the way they had it set up for the Netherlands, and I'm sure that like that's not final stuff, so it could be very different. But like where they had it as one row directly underneath the movie, and you kind of like have to blade to the right. It would
Instead
be-
of a list?
instead of like a staggered list or something that like you could see everything at once.
Yeah.
This is definitely clearly a beta where
yeah.
they're trying to learn some stuff because there's a lot of like obvious features that aren't in it. Like it doesn't remember where you are when you leave content, which like they're gonna fix
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
you
they
know?
have
So
to.
things like that are there. But what's very interesting is like you click into Marvel and you go, and the amount of content there is staggering and amazing. We're talking 90 Spider-Man. We're talking X-Men. We're talking Iron Man. We're talking Silver Surfer. We're talking about Spider-Man Unlimited. We're talking.
Yo!
It just keeps going and going and going and going. And
When
it's
he
like, man.
when one of the
Oh,
videos
it's
that I
all
saw, the dude went into the series, and it was Gargoyles cartoon.
Gargoyles, man.
Oh my
It was,
gosh.
so many good things where it was just like, oh my god,
We're
Chippendale
gonna get
series.
Muppet Babies?
Yeah, probably.
So here's the thing: is it's at the point that looking at the I keep on saying Neanderthals, the Netherlands thing. It's easier to say what's not there than what's there, and the things that aren't there are clear licensed stuff like Spectacular Spider-Man, which is a Sony show, is not there, and I don't think it ever will be. But things like Muppet Babies aren't there now, but I do think eventually they will, because when you see the random shows that they're adding there, it's
Yeah.
like it's impressive. Cool things in terms of resolution for some of this. There's some like bummer news, like the Disney Channel original movies like Brink, they're standard definition. I was really hoping beyond hope that it would have at least been bumped up to HD.
do you think they have that?
I mean,
I think they have the technology to do that. You know?
Yeah.
It's just
But
probably
would it
them
be
thinking
worth
it's
it
not
for
worth
so
it
many?
for
Yeah.
100 plus.
but here's the thing. They did do it for things like DuckTales.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other old shows.
But-
so
Do you think
Are
it's like
those
just a time
available?
thing?
So we've been seeing the last couple of years a lot of older shows getting that bump up for physical release, but it looks like that's all been in plan for this, right?
It's really cool.
But then there's other really cool things, like there's a shelf for 4K, like the 4K HDR or whatever, and there's only like 17 at launch right now in the beta, but one of them is Star Wars Rogue One, which has never been released in 4K yet.
Oh.
So Force Awakens and Rogue One have not yet had a 4K release. There's rumored plans for all of Star Wars in 4K next year, when Episode 9 comes out.
The
physically.
the video that I had seen didn't really show anywhere that it said 4K. Where like are these posts?
There's a video I saw in the screenshots where one of the shelves is 4K and HDR.
Cool.
Rogue One's the third one, and I saw another video of people loading up and be like, "Yep, it's 4K."
Now the real question that we're gonna have to ask here on the first day of these
What
fucking
version?
Star Wars movies for the original trilogy, what fucking versions are we getting?
We know what versions we're getting. We haven't seen the theatrical cuts since the early 90s.
No,
Weren't they
no,
actually?
since 2000. It was 2004 when they like re-released.
Those were edited though.
No,
right?
no. So it was a package, and it was to lead up to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where it was the original trilogy. It was the main package was the edited versions, but then it was a special edition that came with the original cuts.
The unreleased ones?
No, not the
Or
unreleased.
I'm sorry, the
Theatrical.
yeah,
the
theatrical.
cuts. Yes.
But so the thing there though is there hasn't been upresed through those were like the DVD things, they weren't even the 2K versions.
No, yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen, it's like they've been working on doing the 4K restoration of all the stuff from the original films. And there's going to be a lot of issues for specifically episode 2 and 3 because those were shot in 1080 digital for all of the real people stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like it's going to be
Weird.
rougher to get
Yeah.
that. All the CG shit will look better.
I don't give a fuck about the prequel trilogy. I'm
Yeah.
just really wondering of like original trilogy. We get in those original cuts at one point.
At one point, I wouldn't be surprised. At launch, 100% not. It's going to be the special edition, which at this point is just the normal edition.
You don't like all the blinking and stuff that they've added?
No, the whole fucking like 3-minute music video that they put into Return of the Jedi and shit. Fuck no. God damn.
What do you guys think is going to be the first thing you watch
That's a great
for
question.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus?
A Mandalorian.
Really?
Oh
It has
yeah,
to
that's
be.
launch
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I guess.
that's the most premier premium content that they're putting day one.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
what's the second thing you watch?
That and DuckTales.
Is it going
Yeah.
to be Brink?
Oh, I gotta check out Brink. I gotta at least see.
You're not
see
gonna
how
watch
it's
it
looking.
though, right? You're gonna like.
Gina's
turn it
never
on
seen
for a
Brink,
bit.
so we're gonna watch. Brink won't be the second thing I watch, but we're watching Brink week 1, undeniably.
Yeah. Well,
been
according
too
to
long.
Jeff Goldblum, pretty high up there on my list of what I want to watch.
There's a lot of good stuff coming out. And I'm really excited.
I feel
for
like
it.
I'm just going to have decision paralysis of like, there are so many good things and I don't know what to do, and maybe I'll just start alphabetically.
Good in Gaming 611 says if Mighty Ducks cartoon's on there, I have to watch it. In the Netherlands, it is. And so like that's the level of you bringing up Muppet Babies. Like we're getting fucking weird. Where
Yeah.
the Little Mermaid animated series is there. The Aladdin animated series
Hercules
is
fuck
there.
animated
yeah.
series there?
I didn't see that.
I didn't
see
either,
that.
but
Oh,
But it
that'd
might
be
be
so
so
exciting.
stoked.
And like the New Adventures of Winnie the motherfucking Pooh is on there,
Hell
man.
yeah,
See,
dude.
they're like those weird shows are the ones that I think I'm most excited to like see how they look on our TVs.
Science from us.
So
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked.
Very, very cool shit, man. I can't believe I'm this excited for a streaming service.
Yeah, right?
I know,
But
Weird.
they're knocking it out of the park.
Tim, I just want to ask you one thing: or do we know if the new DuckTales show is going to be on this streaming
It
service?
Yeah.
is.
Fuck yeah.
But from what I remember,
it's only to a certain amount.
Yeah, for now. And
Okay.
then
Well, we're like 2 or 3 seasons behind, and we don't want to like pay for the newer seasons right now.
Just
because-
wait. Yeah, you're gonna be good.
Okay, cool.
We're going to have to like divide and conquer all the stuff we want to watch.
Content to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for some ads. Now it's time for some trailer talk.
Woo!
Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World are also on Disney Plus.
That's so exciting.
Are they really? Aren't they on Hulu right now?
I don't know. But they're on Disney Plus.
It's so exciting.
I'm very excited. And I'm also like upset that it's not starting sooner because like Maleficent sequel movie's coming. It's like I want to watch the first one, but I don't know that it's streaming anywhere.
I feel like it was,
It was
for a
at one
while.
point. I don't think it is anymore on Netflix, but I could be wrong. I'll look into it at some point once it gets closer.
Say it.
What?
I don't know, but I want him to say it.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know.
You know how it's like there was YouTube
Yeah.
and then there was YouPorn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people are like porn websites kind of make things. Is there a Netflix?
Barry, can you pull up Netflix.com, please?
Just go to Netflix.com just so I know. I need to know.
God, I hate
Barrett,
you,
he needs to
Tim.
know.
Man, our not suitable for work filter here is so
I really
low.
hope that it's like squirrel videos.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking of. I guess you do know, 'cause
Interesting.
I
Is
was-
there
I'm gonna-
Netflix?
Okay.
Okay, it looks like
Everybody
there is.
loves
No
porn.
gimmicks, no surprises, no nonsense, just porn. It's invite only. I'm not loving the visuals going on.
Yeah, that's
The
weird.
visual's very weird.
I feel like
Oh, there
got
it
some
keep
is.
under-
scrolling down.
No, that's it.
That's
Okay.
it. Wow.
Some under
Well, guys,
We could
you
show
guys could
this,
look
right?
into Netflix. Yeah.
Barry, you want to show this to see what the visuals we're looking at here?
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. But I kind of want to find out more.
We'll do it after the show.
All right. Now it's time for some trailer talk. A couple trailers today. The first one, a Joey special, Modern Love.
Yeah, so it's an not NPR. It's a This American Life podcast that they're turning into an anthology
Oh,
series.
is it?
Yeah, it's a Gia Tap Harris special.
Really?
I sent it to her yesterday, right after I sent it to Kevin. It has a really good cast of like Anne
Yeah?
Hathaway and a bunch of people. I like
Howard
that it's going to
Stark's
be
in it.
yeah, short little half-hour vignette type stories. I think it'll be really interesting.
What
cool.
streaming services is it going to be on?
This is Amazon Prime,
Amazon Prime.
I believe.
Did nothing for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's also because I like the podcast, so I kind of
So you're
know.
familiar with the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rad.
So I kind of like have an idea of what kinds of things they're.
Is
maybe
it
gonna do
weird to see like a podcast you like turn into a Netflix show? I know it's happened a couple of times, even with what show, the trailer we're talking about shortly.
Not really, because I liked the Dirty John one, and then we watched The Act, which I think I've heard in podcast form one way or another, even though it wasn't its own dedicated series. I think it's fun. I think it's cool to see different types of storytelling with the same story, or with the same like inspiration.
Yeah.
This one I think is going to be different just because it's little bite-sized ones that aren't connected as far as I know.
Tim, do you think you're going to watch this guy at all?
I don't think I'm going to watch it. It did look interesting. Like as I was watching the trailer, I was like, I don't really like this. And then I kind of like got out of it and I just got in my head and I was just thinking for a second, I'm like, well, why don't I like this? I should like this. And then they were like VO started and I'm like, you know what? No, I do like this. I do. Because I guess in my head, I got out of it for a second. I'm like, there's something missing. And I think it's VO. And then the VO started. I'm like, oh, okay,
There it is.
yeah. This feels right now. But it's also, by the time it ended, I'm like, I feel like we've seen this before.
I feel like it's kind of similar to the like Love Actually, Valentine's Day, like New Year's Eve movies where it's like all these little pieces and then they come together kind of a thing. Except I don't know that they actually come
Yeah, I don't
together.
think
Or
they
if
come together.
That's just
I think
because
it's
they're all
just-
cut into one trailer.
But I mean, you know, that's what's a movie about love actually, where all these stories are actually touching and like have that moment at the end. But I think that like the real version is like, no, these are just little loves. Like,
I'm just excited to have an anthology series that's not super heavy and depressing. So it's kind of nice to see the genre change a little bit.
Yeah. Modern Family, final season.
yeah,
Happening
Wow.
right now.
How about that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Haley just had a baby.
Paul is real pissed about that.
We talked about this last night.
yeah.
Why?
She doesn't like that. That's where that character's like life went
Oh,
with
Two babies.
her dumb.
Yeah.
Dylan.
She has two babies.
twins.
Oh, yeah, with Dylan. She didn't like Dylan. She thought
You're talking about Adam
She wanted
Devine.
her to end up with Wells?
no. I think she just wanted.
That's her real life husband / fiance who's a Bachelor Nation star.
Oh.
Wells, the bartender in
Oh, I know him.
yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like the JJP or whatever his name is.
John Paul Jones.
JP, don't do that.
JPJ.
It's John Paul
JPJ.
Jones.
Sorry. Well, I'm trying my hardest.
No,
don't
hey,
watch
I
this
wasn't
show.
making fun of you for getting it wrong, even though you did get it wrong. I was making fun of you. It was just like, no, we call him John Paul Jones. His friends call him John Paul Jones.
Joey calls him JPJ all the time.
That's because Tasha started calling him JPJ.
She's allowed to. She's on the inside.
I am
got
on the
it.
inside.
Got it. I don't remember his name. There's too many names involved in his name.
Two of them
John
are the
Paul
same.
Jones.
Oh no, I guess they're not.
Yeah, no, they're different.
It's too much of a name.
Yeah. Next trailer we're gonna talk about Countdown.
Yeah, we watched this in the movie theater last night.
This is the one we were talking about.
Yeah,
This is
where
the
you don't
app
like-
where you know when you're going to die.
Yeah.
It looks real bad.
It looks real bad in a way that I'm going to make a compelling argument here that I feel like Happy Death Day to
I
you
knew you were gonna say that.
looked.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I mean?
this doesn't look as fun as Happy Death Day.
But the
Absolutely
trailers
not.
for Happy Death Day didn't either.
Did they not?
It wasn't until 2 that it was like they
Embraced the
embracing
campiness.
it. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna write this one off yet for
And
2
this-
reasons.
I like the concept.
Is it
a
the
lot.
girl from you?
No,
Okay.
really, it's one reason that
Okay.
just works different ways. One is this should be a Netflix movie or
Yeah.
not even like an Amazon Prime movie
Totally.
or something. The fact that it's not and it's in theaters, I'm like, they might have something. They might know they have something. They might have a Happy Death Day to you situation
I don't think they will.
or Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I don't think that they will.
No.
But like something about this trailer just caught my eye. I think I really like the concept. But more importantly, I watch it and I'm like, I think we could film something better. Like the way it's shot, like the lighting isn't good.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things where it's like, I think that
If we made a movie,
yeah, it would look a little bit better. Not a lot. A little bit better than that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll buy it.
I think this is gonna go in the realm of Unfriended and all of those like new tech-based horror movies that
Yeah.
aren't particularly good.
I also like the end where there was like, there's an app for that. A little moment.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest problem is we're hitting a saturation point where referential humor and movies are kind of the norm. So like we've seen it all. We've seen any variation, and we have things like Black Mirror that kind of dive so deep into that on episode by episode basis, where it's so many different stories have already been touched in very, very good ways. And like this also kind of reminds me of the one Black Mirror episode I saw, Hang the DJ, where the app tells you how long your relationship's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and there's another
that ended
one
really
like
well.
that too. Of like you have a timer. Paul
the
was telling
movie, the
us,
movie.
yeah,
It's called Timer.
Timer, where you have a timer in your arm or something like
Yeah,
that
you
tells
can
you
get
when you're
implanted.
gonna meet your like life partner.
Yeah.
But if they don't get one also implanted, then yours never goes like starts running. So it's like all of these have kind of been built in different ways.
Yeah, that movie seems really interesting because like she was
Yeah.
saying like the main character in that movie, her like sister gets a timer put in and it says like 80 years, and it's like, oh, that sucks.
damn.
Yeah, not streaming anywhere. Can't watch it, so that's a bummer.
In 80 years, we'll be able to.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm like remotely interested or intrigued in this movie by is the fact it's the girl from You,
Yeah.
which was that
You.
Netflix show, Penn Badgley.
The
He's like
creepy
the
stalker.
creepy guy that works at the bookstore.
Oh,
Yeah.
some Gia shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Gia
Pretty
shit
sure-
right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gia shit,
last trailer we're talking about, Limetown.
This looks so good.
Yeah.
another show based off a podcast, a true
Yeah.
crime podcast. This one, NPR. I sent this to Gia.
Did a
I'm
whole
like,
town really disappear?
I think this is fictional.
Okay, right. I
I
think,
don't think this is a real thing.
I thought so. I assume so. Otherwise, that would.
I
be
feel like we would
huge
know
news.
about
Yeah.
this.
Right.
you know what I mean?
320 something people just
Chernobyl, 9/11, this thing.
Limetown. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is fiction. But
Yeah,
like it was,
Gia's take on this. She's like, the podcast is absolute trash,
Really?
but
Oh.
she's excited for the show. She's like, this looks good. She was saying that it looks like it's adding things and kind of like telling the story in a more compelling way.
Yeah.
She said that the podcast is bad.
Oh, that's a bummer. I just
Interesting,
downloaded it because I was like, this sounds like something I would enjoy, but maybe I'll just skip it and watch the thing. Interesting return of Jessica Biel.
yeah. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen her or anything.
And weird that this is on Facebook.
That's the most
Watch.
interesting
That's
thing. What
so
the fuck
weird.
is Facebook Watch?
I have no idea. None. I imagine it's their stupid.
So I
ass-
think this is what they.
I think like IGN partnered with them. Like
I
when
think
it was
this is
like
the series that What's Good did, right?
No,
Yeah.
so that's true, but
But not interesting for this kind of content. Yeah.
because it's not free. Like that stuff was just videos on Facebook.
right.
But is
this is
you
like-
don't think that's what this is going to be?
But it was like
too?
exclusive, like it was like a subscription thing, weirdly, or something. Shit,
I
it's
just-
something weird like that.
I just assumed that this was financially produced by Facebook.
I looked up Facebook Watch before the show and
Uh-huh.
just looked at the Wikipedia, and there's a list of like a couple different movies. And I, within 30 seconds, couldn't figure it out. So here I am now.
You gave up. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, write in
right
the
now it
comments
just
if you
looks
know
like an
what that is.
aggregator for all of the like pages I follow that have video content.
Weird.
I don't like it. It scares me.
Have you ever watched this
It's new and
5-minute
different.
craft channel?
Facebook is
They
dumb.
show some really weird stuff.
Let's just throw Facebook away.
But yeah, I mean, this seems interesting. Will I go out of my way to watch it if it's free?
Really?
Maybe.
I think I definitely will go out of my way to
Yeah.
watch this one. If I have to pay for it, probably not.
No. Yeah, I'm out.
I imagine this will be a thing that's like, I'm laying in bed and I'll just put it on my phone because that's the only way. Like, there's no Facebook Watch app anywhere.
I'm sure that it has a Chromecast button.
Yeah, I don't have a Chromecast, so
I'll get you one. We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out.
All right, now it's time for Out on Streaming Platforms, where I pick the most interesting and compelling stuff for me on these streaming platforms
what if
in
you-
the United States.
I hope you pick the one that I'm thinking of.
I think I did. Tall Girl on Netflix.
No, definitely
Damn
not
it.
what I was thinking.
What were you thinking of?
Chef Show Season 2 with Jon Favreau is out today.
Oh, I can't watch food like shows with food. It makes me too hungry, and then I eat a lot.
Oh. I feel like it's not really
If
about
food's involved
that,
at all, I'm very
but-
simple.
Like, it's about the
Very
food, but it's more about
simple.
the stories.
I no, and I get
It's really
that.
good. You should
but at
watch
the
it.
same time, if they end up like being like, "And here's a hamburger," I'm like, "Fuck! All right, well, I'm gonna go get a hamburger." That sucks. I need that.
Oh my God, this show. This fucking show.
Is great. No interest in Tall Girl?
This looks bad.
Yeah, it looks real bad.
And like,
But
I
it
like
looks
bad
yeah,
movies.
exactly. Are you gonna watch this? You think?
Probably not.
All right.
I might have it on in the background while like I do laundry or something. But it's Borderlands weekend. So.
What the hell's Tall Girl?
Tall Girl is a movie about
looks
a
real
tall
bad.
girl.
In high school.
I was at a
school?
wedding with a really tall girl this weekend.
Yeah.
Did she seem like she
What
had
if it's
trouble
not her?
in high school?
Yeah.
That's all, huh?
Yeah.
But like this movie like really exaggerates that, like where it's like I've never seen anyone get bullied for being tall that way. In fact, as a short person, the opposite is very true.
I'm trying to think. My
Done
like
a lot of fights. 'cause
best
of
friend
that.
Brooke she's 6 feet tall. So,
This
but I
girl's
don't think
6
she
feet tall.
ever got like bullied for it.
Yeah.
It was more of like everyone was like, "Why don't you play basketball?" She's like, "Because I'm not coordinated enough."
Remember Double Team?
Yeah.
I hope Double Team's on.
Oh,
Disney
there's
Plus.
100% chance that it's going to be on there.
Good.
This next documentary
Was
on
Motocross
Hulu.
also about two twins, or was those siblings?
Siblings.
Siblings.
Okay.
It's the
I didn't know
Mulan of
that.
our time.
Okay.
This
Isn't
next
Mulan also the Mulan
damn
of
it.
our time?
Not when motocross came into play.
Okay.
Changed the game.
on Hulu, the documentary called Untouchable is coming out. This is the one about Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, interesting.
So it's really interesting. I think it's out today, and I'm very interested to watch it. 'cause
On which
it
one?
On Hulu. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then an Amazon
watch it.
Prime movie called Undone is coming out in like 2 days. But I thought it was really interesting.
Are you going
'cause
to tell us what it's about?
it's this woman who's like going to therapy and everything's kind of falling apart for her, but it's like weird rotoscoping animation. It looks really cool.
It looks
And-
like it's The Sims.
yeah, kind of, but like prettier.
Peter Popoff says in motocross they are twins. They're brother and sister.
Oh, they're just fraternal twins.
The less fun twins. Might as well not be twins. You know
Yeah,
what
the
I mean?
boring twins.
What if
They're like
what if you're fraternal
same
twins but
time
you're
brothers.
both girls or both boys? Is
It
it
doesn't
even
make it
less
identical.
Yeah, that's even less interesting.
Yeah.
than if it's one of each?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like James Burt.
Does he have a twin?
weird,
He has a twin sister.
That's weird.
weird.
Yeah, it is.
I
isn't it?
can't think of that.
And they
I
weirdly
don't
look
wanna
alike,
think of that.
or they did when he was thinner. And then out in movie theaters near you, we have Hustlers, The Goldfinch, movie called Freaks. You guys remember this movie?
No.
Freaks.
Freaks.
Yeah, it's about like a dad who's got his girl, like his daughter, locked up in the house, but it's like because he's like, you're
Oh.
special and we're hunted.
We watched the trailer
We
for
watched the
that.
trailer for it, yeah. So that's out this week.
Cool.
Not a
Why
big
didn't we
push
see
for
that? I guess it wasn't showing anywhere here, huh?
Yeah, we didn't see it anywhere. Also, Brittany Runs a Marathon, another movie that looked kind of interesting. We watched the trailer for.
that was doing some advanced screenings at Kabuki a few weeks ago.
I've heard very meh things about the Goldfinch.
I have too.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like it's trying really hard.
It really does. Dude.
Really,
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people like
Yeah.
who said it like kind of said about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And then-
story seems really compelling though. Like,
The book's really good.
is it? You don't read.
I know it from third party.
You know
Is
it
it
from
Gio?
Gio
Is it
Spit out this
It is.
Diet
It is.
Coke thinking about you reading The Goldfinch. Good lord.
All right. Last week I asked you for your opinions on the Toronto International Film Festival and film festivals in general. Many of you wrote in.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people. Really
I was a
like
little. I
shocking
didn't
amount.
know if people were going to write in about
Everyone
film
was very
festivals.
positive.
Oh,
Apparently,
good.
we should really go to film festivals.
Oh, cool.
Tim, you can come if you want to.
Nah,
All right, good.
I have too many books to read.
All right. All right. So first we have Tommy T. KF should definitely find a way to make it out to a film festival. I went to Sundance a few years back, and it was a blast. I saw 10 plus movies in 3 days, a lot of stuff I might have never discovered on my own, and a lot of special moments. The energy that the festival brings to the otherwise chill ski resort town makes an unforgettable experience for any film buff.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Sam Mosier says, it's funny y'all brought up Adam Sandler on last week's episode because The Uncut Gems is my most anticipated film at the Toronto Film Festival. He stars in the New York City crime comedy drama as a scamming jeweler. Critics say Sandler will be in the running for Best Actor at the Oscars. Plus, this is an A24 film, so
Ooh.
of course it's great.
It's got Joey's attention now.
Ooh.
It
See that
has my-
A24 is releasing celebratory mugs for every movie it's ever released.
It looks so cool.
There's like black mugs with just like super clean typography on it.
Interesting. I don't
Can
like
I
it.
get a
It's like all
Ladybird one?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's every one of the movies that they've made.
And then our next and last topic, or write-in, is our beloved Matt Rohrbeck, who wrote
Matt.
in a lot. So let's all sit down for this.
Strap in.
This is
ladies
awesome,
and
though.
gentlemen.
Hey, Screencast crew. First off, thanks for the shout out last week. Finally had some time to listen in between films at TIFF and was surprised to hear my name pop up at the end of the episode. It's now the morning of day 9 of the 2019 Toronto International Film Festival, and I've currently watched 26 films with 9 more to go this weekend. As per Nick's request, I present to you the Rohrback Minute.
Oh my God.
For TIFF 2019 so far, here's the selection of movies I thought you might be interested in hearing about. Kinda Great is the section. All right? So Parasite, a South Korean flick that people have been like telling me to watch
I watched the trailer.
for.
It looks really, really good.
Yeah. From director of Snowpiercer and Okja, it's a weird blend of genres and try to go in knowing very little. It's awesome. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Surprise at how stylish the direction is without being distracting. Sometimes I think I'm going somewhere, and then
I
audible.
just look over at Barrett and he both hands just in his face.
Tom Hanks is obviously fantastic, but the movie is told from the journalistic perspective and more about how Mr. Rogers affected Mr. Rogers.
Fucking God damn it. Mr. Ravager. Things get really dark.
Where was affected people instead of who he exactly was. Instead of who. God damn it, Tim, you read them.
Okay, I will.
All right. I'm tired.
Yeah,
It's been a long
it's
fucking
okay.
week.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, it's 6 a.m. to fix some production issues here. I'm exhausted.
Joker, shockingly good and gut-wrenchingly uncomfortable. Should appeal to both crowds looking for a dark, disturbing drama and those looking for a DC Elseworlds comic book origin. The score is incredible and Joaquin is on another level. Waves. Amazing use of colors, stylistic direction, and music. It uses switching aspect ratios as a narrative device. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
A tad too long and melodramatic at times, but it's really good. Jojo Rabbit.
Very excited about this one.
It's wonderful. Very, very funny. The coming-of-age stuff works best, and Thomasin McKenzie is great. Some of the emotional beats don't work as well as intended, but overall, I loved this. Sound of Metal.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but it sounds cool. An indie by a first-time filmmaker about a drummer played by Riz Ahmed, who I love.
I like him.
He's fantastic. Rogue One.
Right.
That goes deaf. The sound design and mixing is incredible and very creative. Marriage Story, both heartbreaking and very funny with wonderful performances by Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. I'd watch them together. Just Mercy, conventional but effective. I could watch Michael B. Jordan act in anything. Jamie Foxx is also excellent.
This
Brie
looks
Larson's
really good.
southern
Really
accent is not, though.
This looks so good.
Oh, but that's crazy because Brie Larson in the trailers, I felt like
I don't remember her.
Seemed really like she was nailing it, but it's a small clip of it.
Yeah.
Now the kind of good section. And before I even read this bit, I'm a little bummed that this is only kind of good.
Well,
Knives Out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but felt like it played its cards way too early and never won me back. I need to rewatch it when it's not my 4th movie of the day.
Yeah. I talked to Matt about this one, and he was like, everyone else seemed to really like it.
Yeah.
So it could have just been the factor in the order that I watched it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the
I'm
like
interested.
the two like opposing opinions he's had so far is like I feel like there's been a lot of like meh reactions to Jojo Rabbit, and then a lot of like great reactions to Knives Out. So
Interesting.
The Lighthouse. Loved the style and look of it, but the slow descent into madness never really got its hooks in me.
That's too bad. That movie looked crazy.
Weathering with You from the people who made Your Name. It was a nice palate cleanser from some of the heavier stuff I was watching. Has the most beautifully animated Big Mac I've ever seen.
hell yeah, let's fucking
those
go,
are the
Tim.
kind of movie updates I
Yeah.
really enjoy. Thank you, Matt.
Honey Boy. Shia LaBeouf gets self-reflective about his life and career, and it's really good.
Hell yeah.
Dolomite Is My Name. Eddie Murphy is having a blast. It's a lot like The Disaster Artist.
Ooh.
That
Joey
sounds
doesn't
really
know that
good.
one.
All of that.
Yeah.
I still have movies I'm very excited for, like Ford versus Ferrari and Lucy in the Sky this weekend. Shameless plug, everyone can listen to all my reviews and roundups of TIFF 2019 on Untitled Movie Reviews, which you can find on all podcast services or at untitledmoviepodcast.com. Cheers, and I hope I can get you guys down here for TIFF 2020. Thank you very much for that. That was a fantastic write-up.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how my opinion lines
Like
up with
differs
yours
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's such an important thing to do with like people that you're looking for movie advice. Like, do they like line up? So like a lot of cool stuff that you brought up, movies that I hadn't thought about seeing, that now
A little
I
more
think
interested
about
in.
it.
The
Yeah.
Waves and the Sound of Metal.
Matt and I don't always line up with what we like and what we don't like, but I very much respect his opinion, and we always have really good discussions about why we did or didn't like things that the other person did or didn't like.
I want to buy a Big Mac.
Now, Kevin,
You can.
I saw the question that you have for next week's brunch topic. I wanted to ask for an audible just to see if you like it. There's a question Tim posed earlier. What's your day one watch? Or it might have been Joey. What's your day
Jojo
one
Rabbit, as we
watch
call her here.
for Disney Plus?
I kind of want to hold that till we're a little bit
Till we're
closer to
closer?
Disney Plus.
All right.
But
That's
it's
a
a
good
great.
one.
It's a good one.
It's good. You did good, Barrett.
Yeah.
Via Joey. Jojo Rabbit.
Next week's bronze topic. Any interest in Rambo?
Is Jojo Rabbit Hitler?
I don't
No,
know.
Jojo Rabbit
No,
is his
it's the
nickname.
kid.
Because I
Okay,
think Jojo means small. No, his name is Jojo, and they call him Rabbit.
I just want to make sure I'm not calling Joey Hitler.
Sure.
Small rabbit, I'm okay with.
Usually it's tiny kangaroo, but
Tiny kangaroo.
Oh,
Joey.
Oh.
Just out of context. Like, normally people call me Tiny Kangaroo.
I
Like,
was
is that your Burning Man name?
So yeah, any interest in Rambo? If you saw it, give me a short spoiler-free review whether I should see it. Also, did you watch Ad Astra? Let me know if you liked it. Short reviews, 140 characters. Keep them nice and tight. Nice. There it is. Thank you for watching Screencast this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Our hosts today have been Joey Noel, and you can follow her at Joey Noel.
Yeah.
And Tim.
not Tiny Rabbit or Jojo
Right.
Rabbit.
Tiny Kangaroo.
You can
that's
follow
right.
Tim on all social media at Tim Gettys. You can follow me at Kinda Funny Kevin. Thank you guys so much, and go and watch a movie this week. Maybe you should watch still Peanut Butter Falcon. Still
Chapter 2.
Oh, It Chapter 2. That's a great one. Yeah, go watch It Chapter 2.